Hey, this is Andrew Brown from the Free AWS Cloud Project Bootcamp, and the purpose of this video is to just help clarify a lot of questions around grading and submissions and when badges are going to be released. And so I just wanted to go through all that because I know there was a little bit confusion about it. And so I just wanted to try to clarify that the best I can here. And so we'll just work through as many questions as we can here. So, the first thing is that now the submissions for Gold Squad and Red Squad are now closed. You cannot submit for them any longer. I said that when August 1st rolled around, and as soon as I got to my computer, I'd turn that form off, and they're off. So you can no longer submit for those. Those are done. Now, for Red Squad is only something you can earn during a cohort. The reason why is because it requires a lot of manual intervention for me to review. I cannot do that outside of a cohort because the system is either automated or semi-automated for getting Gold Squad. So for those who did not attain Gold Squad within the cohort, you still have the opportunity to do so, as we've now integrated the validator into a semi-automated or fully automated process within the Exampro platform. When that will be open to the public is undetermined. Baco is working hard to code and integrate it. I'm sure that we're going to want to have some people run through that system. And so, we'll probably give out credits or runs for folks there. So if you did not make Gold Squad, you have that opportunity to still do that. But for the most people that submitted for Gold Squad, there was about, I think, 60, 70 people. Majority were able to get Gold Squad, and from that list, I'm picking 10 to 12 people for Red Squad. The number is not specific; it's just like who I think that should make it, and it's just a small amount of people. So that number is going to change. I'm going to make that determination when I go and do my final iteration. If you heard from me that I said I'm considering you for Red Squad, it means that I'm shortlisted you for that. I'm going to review them all again, probably today or tomorrow, and then I'm going to finalize that list. When I announce that, undetermined, probably at the graduation ceremony, or I might tell you privately, beforehand, but we will figure that out as we go here. Just because we are ramping up for the Terraform Bootcamp, there isn't a solidified date for that graduation ceremony. The graduation ceremony is basically just a live stream, and I'm going to announce who, like the Red Squad, Gold Squad, and some metrics and stuff like that, and maybe post actions for Bootcamp that we can do. So hopefully that is clear. For those in Gold Squad who failed the validator, sorry, I tried my best to circle around, but unfortunately, we just had too many people. Majority Gold people passed, but the ones that did not pass, for the ones that did not pass the validator, they just were very much taxing the system of administration, like resubmitting, which I said, don't resubmit, please. They didn't have to do that. It's just like, there was just like one after another, just like problem. And overall, a majority of those code bases, they just had their submissions had problems. Like code bases had junk files in them, repos were named wrong, documentation was mostly missing or not done correctly, just a lot of things not in place. And so, I just decided that, hey, if you are in that group, you're just not going to, even if I could get you to do a technical pass, the time and effort for me to do it is not worth it. You're going to have to go through that automated system whenever we decide to release that there. And that's just the reality of it, because I just had to get through the primary graders, and I decided not to circle back. So, if I told you to tear down your stack and I never came back to you, well, and you had to set it back up, sorry. But, there was just too many instances where I said the naming matters. You got to follow the naming. And the most important thing that I think that I will definitely emphasize on next bootcamp is attention to detail. That, it really does matter that you dot the I's on your things and you pay close attention to stuff. Because at the end of the day, like if you're in the real workforce as a cloud engineer, those things can tank projects. So, just understand that that's a skill that some folks have to work on. I know that some people were trying to just get in and submit. But, for those who did not rush and are gracefully accepting Teal Squad because they're trying to do it right and stuff like that, kudos to you. Just work at your own pace. And, there's no reason to try to acquire a badge if you're not ready, okay? you still have time to work towards that. For those who are in blue and teal, you're probably wondering, when do I get my badge? What do I have to do to make sure I get my badge? I'm looking at submissions in the student portal. They have to be submitted. I'm manually reviewing them. There's a lot, there's hundreds. And it's just going to take me a long time. At one point, I was offering video reviews for people that made it to week 6 and 7. No longer doing that. I don't have time to do that. I did a lot of those for those who, even for those, I couldn't do them all. So I did the best that I could. But, it takes me 20, 30 minutes to do one person, right? And when I said to everybody that I was offering blue and teal, we had an explosion of people getting over the line. And I can't make that offer that I was doing before. So you got what you got. And, because otherwise people wouldn't have got badges at all. So I think that was generous enough for that component there. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense there. Yeah, hopefully that answers the majority of questions there. I don't know if I said this earlier, but yeah, the red squad is only something that is attainable within cohort. And again, that's because it's a manual review. It's the only time I will offer those because I have to check things over there. And I don't have a means to do that outside of cohort. It's just too taxing. And I'm not charging for it. I don't want to do that. But anyway, hopefully that makes it... sorry. Maybe we should talk about the delivery of the badges. I forgot about that. So, I investigated thoroughly different badge and certificate mechanisms. Originally, I wanted to use the Open Badge Standard. That is what Credly uses. So when you set Pearson VUE or PSI Online, you get your AWS Azure whatever exam. That's what you get, is a Credly badge, which is based on the Open Badge 2.0 specification. I investigated into it. They have a new specification coming out called Open Badges 3.0. But upon investigation, and I really dug in because I wanted to see if I could adopt it or use Credly. But what I found out was Credly was extremely expensive. AWS, Azure, and GCP must have some kind of deal with them because for regular folk like me, it was like thousands and thousands of dollars for a very small pool of getting badges that sit on a site, and you don't get analytics, you don't get anything. It's just to be on their platform. And then I looked into the operability, the ability to take a badge and move it between platforms, and what value does it have to people that are hiring. And it doesn't look like much. So it looks like the operability is between LMSs that are part of the Open Badge 2.0 or like have agreed to meet those standards. But when I investigated that further, it just seemed like they also had legalities tied around it. So like if I even adopted the Open Badge 3.0, you could end up in legal trouble utilizing it because maybe you implemented it away and somebody else had a patent or something on it. It was really bizarre. And so, I just look at that standard and I don't think it's good. And when I look at large platforms like Teachable, Udemy, and stuff like that, and they're not necessarily, at least last time I checked, they're not utilizing it. I went, okay, maybe there's something here that doesn't make sense. And I investigated also how do badges get added to LinkedIn and things like that. And there was nothing special about the Open Badge standard that worked with LinkedIn. And so, I'm not doing that. We're just rolling our own. And we're going to make badges accessible, and hopefully that will be open to other folks at some point as a thing. But we'll be issuing that out, and you'll be able to add them to your LinkedIn and verify them. And I think that's all that really matters there. So hopefully that is clear. But yeah, to get the badges, it will be issued out on the main ExamPro platform. You might have to sign up again because I'm not going to import you into their system because I don't have your consent to just import you into our other main learning platform. But to get that badge, to download that badge that has the signature and stuff embedded into it to ensure that it is a valid badge, you will have to make that additional account at some point. Just wait for instructions. I'll make a video. I'll make it really clear for that. So hopefully that answers all those questions there. Oh yeah, and if you get a badge, if you earn a badge, you'll be able to get into the new Discord. Just how we were vendoring out Discord invites, I assume that we will vendor out Discord invites within the main example platform. So again, if you want to get into the alumni, I always forget how to say it. Alumni. I think it's alumni. Those will be vendored out through ExamPro to get your badge, your final badge after grading. You'll have to make your account and get into ExamPro. So there is some kind of transition to that. We don't have that planned out. We will figure it out. Yeah, so hopefully that helps clarify a lot of things. Just hang tight. We will get this all wrapped up soon. And yeah, let's hope that we can see everyone into the alumni Discord, and then we can start figuring out some long-term things for boot campers, because I know that some folks are now that they got the technology now, like, how do I get the job? And I've already been starting to talk to people, and there's some things I think we can help on there, and so hopefully that will be a place for sharing for that. So thanks for everybody watching here. I'm gonna get back to grading. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, ciao.